Chemistry students are working through the first 8 sections. They're reviewing the first 8 sections there. Within those 8 sections, we can't go deep into every single one of them, of course, because that would be a very long test. But what we can do is we can go through specifics that people should know at any given point. So the first thing I'm going to check on this, though, something that I always recommend in any of our chemistry assessments, is knowing the people in chemistry, right? So if we mention the name J.J. Thomson, for example, do you know who that is? Do you know what he did? Do you know why he's important? If we mention the name John Dalton, who is that? What is he known for, right? So anyways, it's always a good idea to know the people in chemistry. So when you read the book, I would always pay attention to people in chemistry and applications. Like, I want to reward you for knowing that. Even the applications where they talk about careers in chemistry, I think we need to start doing that in our assessments. It's important that you know what an anesthesiologist does and how he uses chemistry or she uses chemistry. So that's number one. Number two, we should know the first 20 elements. I gave us an acronym to, or like a mnemonic to remember the first 20 elements. So we should know the first 20 elements, right? We should know how to calculate molar mass. So if somebody says, calculate the molar mass of water, we should be able to take the atomic mass of hydrogen, multiply it by 2, and add it to the atomic mass of oxygen. That's the molar mass. Number 4, so we have 1, 2, 3. Number 4, we should be able to balance basic equations, okay? So balance basic equations, chemical equations. So nothing too fancy. The formation of water, if we take H2 plus O2 and it forms H2O, can you balance that, right? That would be a very good thing to do. So that's number 4. Number 5, let's go back here in our lesson plans. Okay, so I'm looking back in our lesson plans and I'm only focusing on the things that I believe are very important. We need to know what an element even is, right? What is an element? So make sure you know how to define an element. So define, the basic terms we should be able to define. What is an element, right? Number 6, what is the difference between physical and chemical change? Difference between physical and chemical change. Okay. So let's do that. Number 7. So let me go all the way to 10 now. So number 7, what is entropy? What is entropy? Bonus question. Who's the German physicist that basically gave the name entropy, right? What was his name? His initials are RC. So tell me his full name. Okay, states of matter. We should know our states of matter. What are the states of matter and what are the names for converting from one to the other? So we talk about solid, liquid, and gas, right? Or solid liquids and gases, or just solid, liquid, and gas. What's the name from going from a solid to a liquid, liquid to a solid? Stuff like that. That would be very good to know as well. Okay, what are the parts of an atom? What are the different components of an atom? So components of an atom. What are the 3 parts that we usually talk about in a general chemistry class? Electrons, protons, neutrons, right? Those are very good to know. Okay, those are some things for us. Basic unit conversions are always a good thing for students to be aware of. Your book talks a little bit about it talks about electronic configuration, and then it talks about the periodic table and periodic trends. I would say that basic electronic configuration is a good thing to know. Like, what is the electronic configuration of neon, right? For example, what's the electronic configuration of neon? That would be good. Okay. We are not going to do, I have officially decided, you know what would be great? We are not going to do much with chapter 7 and 8 on this test. We're going to keep those out of sight. So don't worry about those. If you feel like you need more review there, don't even touch those. I will discuss those with you later. The only thing I need you to do is make sure that you know what an ionic bond is and what a covalent bond is, right? So difference between ionic and covalent bonds. Okay? So even though chapter 1 to 8 is what people have generally done in the chemistry class, your test will actually cut down to just 1 to 6 for the assessment. So 7 and 8, let's not worry about that. Let's discuss that in class in more detail. In chapter 5, it talks about the Bohr model. It talks about the quantum mechanical model. It talks about Hund's rule, the Pauli exclusive principle. Some of that stuff might be new to some of you, so I'm not going to go into as much detail with that particular test. When we start doing the full-out CLEP prep, we will discuss those as much as we need to. But right now, just know how to find the electronic configuration of neon. Just to show me one example. Okay, periodic trends would be good too, like atomic radius, right? So atomic radius, what is the trend for atomic radius? So atomic periodic trends, this is chapter 6. So atomic trends would be a good one. Let's make sure we know what is the, the atomic radius. What is the trend? Or electronegativity. Let's just focus on those two trends. Electronegativity. Electronegativity. What is the trend for electronegativity? Does it go up or down as we're going from left to right or from top to bottom? What happens? Do we increase with electronegativity when we go from the top of the periodic table down? And then from left to right, let's also work on that as well. Okay, so nothing from chapter 7 or 8. This week we are going to finish our review on Thursday. And then next week you'll have your assessment. Notebooks are fine. So if I was in your shoes right now, if I was any section from chapter 1 to 6 that I did not read or that I didn't review, I would go back and just review it between now and next week, Thursday. So you have 9 days, right? So there's 9 full days to work on reviewing. That's a long time to review, right? But it's all from chapter 1 to 6 for the chemistry students. If you have any more specific questions, we can discuss them on Thursday, but this video this video goes over some of the topics that will be covered on this test. Know the people. Whenever you see a name mentioned in chemistry and something about that person, please make sure you pay attention to that. Whenever you see a career, make sure you pay attention to that career as well. So that is where the applications and the careers come into place. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.